Good afternoon, everyone. My sincere apologies for the long delay. I know we're starting 35 minutes late. Those who are still left with us, you can spread the word and tell them that we are back and live now. Thank you for your patience, those who were able to stay on. My name is Henry Butler. I am the district manager for Brooklyn Community Board 3, which covers all of Bedford Stuyvesant. And first and foremost, I want to say I hope everyone's being safe out there, taking care of your loved ones. This is something we've never experienced before in our lifetime, unless you were around during the 1917, 1918 pandemic that took place, which I'm sure most of us were not. So just remember, this is not about us, it's about others, and we wanted to stay safe and so everyone else can be safe. So this is the first time lunchtime chat with the district manager, and I wanted to do this just to give everyone updates on what's been going on with the city agencies and how they are responding with this COVID-19 virus that's taken place. Before I get started, as I said, this is CB3 and we cover Community Board 3 covers Bedford Stuyvesant. I just wanted to show the map that's behind me and show the boundaries of Bedford Stuyvesant. Put the camera up some with the whole map. So this is the map of CB3. As you can see, our western border is Classen Avenue. Our southern border is Atlantic Avenue, eastern border, Saratoga Avenue, also along the east up Broadway, and then our northern border is Flushing Avenue. When you cross Flushing Avenue, then you have entered CB1, Williamsburg, Greenpoint. When you cross Classen Avenue, you have entered CB2, Clinton Hill, Fort Greene, downtown Brooklyn. When you cross Atlantic Avenue, you have entered CB8, which covers North Crown Heights and Prospect Heights. When you cross Saratoga, you have entered CB16, which covers Ocean Hill, Brownsville. And when you cross Broadway, you have entered CB4, which covers Bushwick. As you can see, Community Board 3 Bedford Stuyvesant is a very geographically wise big neighborhood that we have to cover. So this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this lunchtime chat, just to stay in touch and stay in tune with the residents of Bedford Stuyvesant, because we depend on you to keep us updated also as to what's going on in the district and any issues you may be facing. Because even though we're going through this COVID-19 crisis, the agencies are still performing their duties. Not all, but most are being performed. That's what I wanted to give an update on. Before I go into that, I just want to let everyone know my background when it comes to the community board. I have been a board member on Community Board 3 now for 14 years. 7 of those years were as an actual board member, a volunteer. The first year I was the chair of the Police Fire Safety Committee. My second year I was the financial secretary dealing with the city's budget. And then in my third year I was elected as chair of the board, and I served as chair from 2008 to 2013. And then I was hired by the board members back in August of 2013 as the district manager. Community boards. There are 59 community boards in New York City. Brooklyn has the most. Brooklyn has 18 community boards. Our community boards are made up of 50 volunteers. The volunteers are put on the board by the borough president and by the local council members. The borough president gets 25 picks, and the other 25 picks are divided up with the amongst the local council members in that district. So with that being said, I want to get into the updates because I want to leave time for questions. I've actually had 2 district service cabinet meetings, one this week and one last week, with my city agency reps and my elected official representatives via Zoom that we were able to use, and just to get an update as to what's going on with them and their agencies. So let me start with the quick updates, and then I will go to questions. From the governor's office, there are 5 new testing sites. The nearest one to Community Board 3 is actually in Brownsville, but they have not selected a location yet. Also near to us, the Sears parking lot in Flatbush has a new testing site, and there is one at the Aqueduct Racetrack. You must call to make an appointment for these testing sites, and the number is 888-364-3065. That is 888-364-3065. Once again, you have to call and make an appointment to go to these testing sites. Soon as I find out where the site in Brownsville will be located, I will get that information out via our social media and via e-blast. So once again, the other sites, the sites of Brownsville, the Sears parking lot in Flatbush, and the Aqueduct Racetrack parking lot. And for those who don't know, New York has placed a moratorium on evictions. If you're having issues with your landlord, make sure you call 311 and please report that to 311, and then call out to the community board office or your local council members. From the Attorney General's office, please go to the AG site to report any scams on price gouging. Look out for scams pertaining to federal stimulus checks. Be careful of the links that you click on. If you're not getting direct deposit and you're waiting for a check, be careful of people sending you links. Be careful of the phone calls, because they're already starting with the scams on the federal stimulus checks. Our hospitals, as you know, for CB3, we have Woodhall and we have Interfaith hospitals. Both hospitals at this time are being overwhelmed with the COVID-19 crisis. Both hospitals have refrigerated trucks, to store the deceased patients, and it's happening a lot there. And let me just say this, because I've been speaking to the presidents of each hospital, Mr. Khalees from Woodhall, and the president, LaRae Brown of Interfaith. I know we live in a society where we like to sensationalize everything. It's very disrespectful when people are videotaping and recording as they're putting the bodies onto the in the refrigerated trucks, the deceased bodies, and then putting it all out on social media and Instagram. Please, restrain from that and try to show respect to those who have passed, and also show respect to the family members. We're going through a very tough time, and we need to be sensitive to the feelings and emotions of everyone throughout this crisis. Now, the hospitals, they have pre-screening testing sites. When I say pre-screening, it's not to test for the COVID-19 virus. It's to check your overall health as far as your fever, your fever, if you're not feeling well, any other issues you may be having. For example, if you go there today and you say, I've been running a slight fever since yesterday, they're going to send you back home and say, come back and see us in 5 days. They are not taking people in who are not showing severe symptoms, unless you have other underlying conditions, like, for example, you have respiratory issues, high blood pressure, diabetes, and you're running a high fever, then they will take you into the hospital. If that is not the situation, more than likely they're sending you back home, because they're just overwhelmed right now with patients. And just please keep our healthcare workers in your prayers. From the mayor's office, for those who didn't hear, the city will begin creating its own testing kits for the COVID-19 virus. Also, what's happening, the process to obtain death certificates is obviously taking much longer now. The mayor did announce that schools will remain closed for the rest of the school year. I guess, we'll get more information on that from the mayor's office and from the governor's office. From the district attorney's office, they are not prosecuting low-level misdemeanors. Unfortunately, there has been an increase in domestic violence cases. So anybody who's experiencing that, please reach out to the DA's office on that matter. So yes, they are still prosecuting those cases, and unfortunately there has been an increase, but they are not dealing with low-level misdemeanors. Department of Homeless Services, families don't have to bring their children to the intake interview. Clients who do test positive for the COVID-19 virus, you will not lose your bed. If you're in a shelter, you will not lose your bed. So if you are experiencing any issues and you're in a shelter, please make sure you get tested, and don't be afraid that you're going to lose your bed if you do test positive for the virus. The Human Resource Administration, HRA, Clients don't have to worry about any previously scheduled appointments. Everything has been grandfathered. You can use your SNAP benefits to order food online. For food assistance, go to nyc.gov/get food, nyc.gov/get food. Anybody who needs food assistance, make sure that you go to that site, nyc.gov/get food. Department for the Aging, DFTA. Seniors are receiving 5 meals a week who attended senior centers. If a senior is having issues with food or anything, please make sure to the number to call for meals is 212-244-6469, 212-244-6469. From Parks Department, all beaches, basketball courts, tennis courts, playgrounds, and dog runs are closed. I want to repeat that. All beaches, basketball courts, tennis courts, playgrounds, and dog runs are closed for social distancing reasons. You are allowed to go into the parks, parks with the bigger space. For example, within CB3, there's Von King Park. There is Saratoga Park, or any park that has a big ball field. Yes, you can go into those parks, but the playgrounds, the tennis courts, the basketball courts, you are not allowed to go into at this time. They are closed. They have actually removed the hoops, the basketball hoops, for people who won't, be tempted to go play basketball. Department of Buildings, all non-essential development has been halted. The exceptions are hospitals, housing for homeless, and affordable housing in situations where there's imminent danger. So someone has a roof caving in, yes, construction will be done. Any housing that's being built that's considered affordable housing, that construction can continue. I know I've received calls about several work sites in the district where people have seen construction taking place. That's because, and I've looked it up, that housing has been deemed affordable housing. So that is why that construction has continued. Department of Transportation, there's been a freeze on all studies. So there will be no studies taking place, obviously, because of lack of traffic. It would not be a very efficient study because we don't have that many cars, buses on the streets at this time. The car-free streets that the mayor has started a couple of weeks ago, that has been suspended also. Pothole and streetlight repairs are still happening, but taking much, much longer. They were already taking a while to get done anyway, but now they're taking even longer now because of what's going on. It is best to file your complaints with DOT on their website. Yes, you can go through 311, but it's best to file your complaints with DOT on the website and then send that whatever confirmation number you get, send that over to Community Board 3. Within my meeting, we had the Bed-Stuy Gateway bid. The president director attended. Obviously, business along the bid are struggling. We encourage all businesses within CB Reach to reach out to the Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce for help on applying for loans and grants. You do not have to be a member at this time to get assistance from them. So please, all small businesses, make sure reach out to Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce. Their contact number is 718-875-1000, 718-875-1000. Brooklyn Public Library, virtual library is happening. They have programs for teens and small kids. So parents who are somewhat overwhelmed having their kids home, like we get sometimes in my household, you can go to the Brooklyn Public Library's website, and they do have virtual library programming taking place for teens and adolescents. FDNY Fire Department. There was a fatal fire on Jefferson Avenue last week within the district. It's still under investigation at this time. Once again, please make sure you only call 911 for emergencies situations. 911 for only life and death emergency situations. Let me get to our utility companies. Con Edison. Con Edison at this time, they are not turning off service for lack of payment, but they are only doing emergency work. In order to turn service on, they need to know if someone is being quarantined in your household. So just keep that in mind. So anyone who's fell behind on payments and afraid about the service being turned off, Con-Ed, and they are not turning off service at this time, but they are only doing emergency work. National Grid, the same as with National Grid, collections, suspensions, so collections has been suspended and service will not be turned off. And they're in the same situation. They need to know if anyone's being quarantined in your house before they're allowed to come in and do any work. Just a couple of more. Sanitation. I've been calls about garbage being left out, haven't been picked up. We have to understand our sanitation garage, they're only working at, they actually have 30% of the staff is out due to the COVID-19 virus. So that's causing delays in pickup. And actually, they are at the lower end of workers being out. There are other garages within other neighborhoods that have higher percentages of workers that are out. So sometimes what happens is they will take workers from our garage and send them over to the other garages that have higher rates of workers being out. So just please be patient at this time. You know, we're all going through this together. All our city workers, those who are considered essential, you know, they're showing up. Actually, truthfully, they're putting their life on the line by showing up to work. So let's try to be patient when it comes to all our city workers, and that includes our sanitation workers. Department of Education, if your child has not received their remote learning device yet, those in the public school system, please call 718-935-5100, 718-935-5100, then hit option number 5. Option number 5. Once again, for DOE, if your child has not received a remote learning device, make sure you call 718-935-5100 and hit option number 5. DYCD, Department of Youth Community Development, Summer Youth, the Summer Youth Employment Program has been suspended for 2020. I know there are those out there who are fighting to get it to be brought back. But at this time, the summer program for 2020 has been suspended. Post Office, United States Postal Service. I'm going to read an email that came to me from the Post Office and how are they operating at this time. The Postal Service is closely monitoring the coronavirus disease situation and continues to follow strategies and measures recommended by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention and Public Health Departments. As a result of the ongoing concern regarding COVID-19, we understand that you have taken additional precautions to protect your employees and/or residents. The Postal Service, too, has implemented a number of measures to protect the health and welfare of our employees and customers, consistent with guidance for businesses from the CDC. Although we cannot direct the carrier to submit to your precautionary screening, we want to do our best to ensure you receive your mail. Instead of requiring screening, alternate means you can consider include opting to redirect to a temporary mail receptacle inside or outside the building where screening would not be necessary, placing the mail on hold at the post office servicing this delivery. Mail and parcels can be held up to 30 days and will be available for customer pickup. Facilities are being cleaned in accordance with the CDC cleaning guidelines specific to COVID-19, such as increased cleaning of frequently touched surfaces, such as consoles, doorknobs, countertops, workstations, etc., in the workplace as many times daily as possible. Additionally, we are reinforcing workplace behaviors to ensure that contact with our customers reflects the best guidance regarding healthy interactions, social distancing, and risk minimization. In order to maintain a safe, appropriate distance, social distancing signs were placed on inner and outer lobby doors. Customers will be asked to limit the post office lobby to no more than 10 people at a time and keep a minimum distance of 6 feet between yourself and others. Many post offices will have floor tape 6 feet apart in the queue line and at the retail counter to guide this distancing. Please be assured the Postal Service is taking all reasonable measures to minimize the impact to our customers. If you have additional concerns about delivery of your mail, please feel free to contact Post Office directly. That is updates from the agencies and from elected official offices. I guess a couple of flyers that I wanted to mention about and it's on the community board's website and Facebook page, financial assistance for small businesses affected by COVID-19. And that flyer looks like this. And you will see that on the community board's Facebook page and website. You can zoom in a little bit. Okay. That is this flyer for all our small businesses that are suffering. And then also, there's people who still need affordable housing. I know Bridge Street Development Corporation, you can make an appointment to have a phone call and about applying for affordable housing through HPD's Housing Connect, and that is this flyer. And this is also on the community board's Facebook page and website. Let's see. Good afternoon, Ms. Keisha Jerryman. Okay. So once again, I apologize for the late start that we had for this first lunchtime chat with the district managers. We just had to work out some kinks. For this one, the next one, we definitely will start on time at 12 o'clock on the dot. For those who have questions, please make sure to email over your questions to bk03@cb.nyc.gov. The email address again is bk03@cb.nyc.gov. Right now, we have no meetings going on, and that's in effect until April 30th. Once we get near that date, then we'll have a more clearance guidance on as to how we're going to proceed for the month of May. But it has been decided at this time by the community board for everyone's safety. We're not having any board meetings and obviously committee meetings at this time. We are deciding whether we're going to do any virtual meetings with the public. We're having discussions now on the exec level with the community board. Then you will all be informed of that by email and on our social media platforms. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to wrap up now. I want to thank everyone again thank you for your patience and for tuning in. And I apologize again for the late start, but for the next one, we definitely will start on time. I just want to say to everyone, please stay safe out there during this crisis that's taking place. This is something that we all have never experienced before. We have lost several longtime members, in this community. I know everyone knows someone who has lost someone. Some of us have lost loved ones directly to us. It's just a difficult time that we're going through. But remember, there's always light at the end of the tunnel, and we will get through this. But we're going to get through this together as a community, as a borough, as a city, as a nation. So just please keep the faith. And I thank you again for tuning in. And just everyone, please stay safe out there. Be well. God bless. Thank you.